Now, what's behind door number 1?
Can't tell you. They'll kill me.
Kill you, motherfucker, I'll kill you. I'll just enjoy it better. Know the routine. Lights.
God in heaven.
Why did so many ancient Egyptians wind up in the bellies of Europeans? It's a pretty grim answer. The ancient Egyptians were a very alien people in many ways. Even in their own time, the complexities of Egyptian cosmology failed to travel well, and modern minds have even more difficulty with it. The Egyptians believed in a rich and vibrant afterlife. To reach it, one soul had to pass a series of tests, avoid annihilation by the crocodile-headed Amit, and then pass on into the realm of Sekita-Ru. Here, 15 gods rule over 15 separate regions, some of them benign and some of them inhumanly hostile. A newly arrived soul in Sekita-Ru would need spells to protect it from snakes, giant beetles, and curses. It would need farming equipment, pets, servants, gold, food, items of comfort. It would need a vessel for the journey, and its body would demand preservation for the world beyond. In other words, the ancient Egyptian mummy was a traveler through time and space, its body suspended in a deathly state en route to another universe. Unfortunately, these ancient astronauts were intercepted by corpse-eating European ghouls. You're familiar with the ghoul, I trust. This species of corpse-eating humanoid emerges from the legends of pre-Islamic Middle Eastern countries. They are tomb raiders, corpse defilers, demonic entities, and human cannibals turned monster. They feast on the dead for nourishment, prophecy, and even curative reasons. Now, perhaps the ghoul of legend has always resonated with us because humans have long shared their appetite for the dead. From ancient tribal mortuary cannibal rites to modern blood transfusions and tissue transplants, we've never been that shy about taking another's flesh. And so our ancient Egyptian travelers did not wake from their sarcophagi into the realm of Sekita-Ru. Instead, their bodies found their way to Victorian unwrapping parties and apothecary workshops. According to Egyptologist Salima Ekrem, from the 12th century CE onward, a holocaust of the undying transpired in the Middle East, and especially in Europe. These preserved corpses were destroyed for sport, treasure hunting, greed, and even as kindling for fires. Most shocking of all, thousands of mummies perished in the apothecary's corpse grinder for use in medicine. Yes, welcome to the world of medicinal cannibalism, where humans drink gladiator blood and consume honeyed cadavers. According to Maria Dolan, writing for Smithsonian.com, from the 12th to the 17th centuries, Europeans couldn't get enough mummy powder. They used it in the treatment of everything from headaches and erectile dysfunction to stomach ulcers and tumors. They drank it in tinctures, they mixed it into salves, and it takes no leap of faith to imagine these ground up human remains found their way into suppositories as well. I mean, imagine cryogenically suspended space travelers consumed by ravenous aliens, and you land pretty close to the tragedy of the ghoulish fate of the Egyptian mummy. It's all that more tragic in that this appetite for mumia is based on a misunderstanding. See, it all hinges on bitumen, the world's first petroleum product. It's a sticky, black, viscous substance, and you probably know it better as asphalt. But it was highly prized in the ancient world, and for the longest it was primarily a Mesopotamian monopoly. The substance saw use in various endeavors, including boat caulking, art, cosmetics, but physicians in the region eventually used it to treat a number of ailments. Word had spread that the ancient Egyptians had used bitumen as a preservative in their mummies. The word mummy even comes from the Persian word for wax, mumia, used to describe bitumen. Yet while the Egyptians used bitumen occasionally from about 1100 BCE onward, they largely used resins and oils in their mortuary practices instead. But the ghouls of Europe didn't know this. Their mumia-based medicines contained equal parts magical thinking and placebo effect. The treatment seemed to work, so the honored dead of Egypt continued to find their annihilation in the apothecary's mortar. When mummies were scarce, contemporary cadavers were simply dried and pulverized to produce an imitation Haitian product. The practice didn't fall away entirely until the 18th century, and actual bitumen still sees limited use in modern Iran as a skin treatment. In the end, we'll never know exactly how many immortality-seeking Egyptians found their ultimate oblivion in the gullet of a ghoul.
For $8,000, you can receive a blood transfusion from a teenager. What? It's teen blood? Really? It's $8,000. At Burgess clinics in the casual locations of Tampa and San Francisco, you can receive what founder Dr. Jesse Karmazin calls young blood transfusions. For that price, you get 0.66 gallons of blood that had been donated from people between the ages of 16 and 25. Dr. Karmazin said it's like, quote, an entire set of new blood. Gross. The purpose of these young blood infusions is to change certain biomarker levels. The goal is to change these levels for the better, but as of now, there's no guarantee. And people are doing this. They're doing it. I hope they signed a waiver. So technically, what people are receiving is blood plasma. Plasma, it seems, is the key to unlocking our youthful desires. Younger people produce a larger amount of healthy plasma proteins. So the idea, right, is if those are inserted into an older person, they'll increase the ability of their circulatory system to function. In order to document how well these blood infusions are even working, the team performs 150 blood tests before and after the infusions. According to Dr. Karmazin, the results look pretty good. People who received infusions have showed dramatic increase in protein health. This in turn has helped with inflammation issues and has increased brain health as well. But it's teen blood.